guys, it's Paige. Welcome back to my channel. So yesterday on Instagram, and of course I always have to say this when I mention Instagram, if you guys are not following me over there, you are missing out. I post on my Instagram story every single day. So pause this video right now and go press the follow button and then come back. Don't forget to come back though. So I was procrastinating as usual yesterday. So of course I got on Instagram and asked you guys to ask me some questions. Now I answered a bunch on Instagram. If you're following, you've already seen. But because I usually get a good number of questions, I can't possibly answer them all on my story because one, that would take me forever, and two, that would be really annoying. Is it just me or do you guys hate when stories are like 10 minutes long? So I thought that I would bring those questions over here for a video. I think I may even answer some of the questions that I already answered on my story again here because you guys asked some really good ones. I was very impressed. So enough of the chit chat, let's just get straight into it. One person asked, have you dealt with people in the UK being dry or mean in comparison to Americans? And my answer would have to be no. In my opinion, people here are definitely more reserved when you first meet them. But after that whole introduction has passed, it's like the same as with anyone else. Do you feel like living in London has changed your personal style? Now I really like this question. So a lot of you guys might not know that when I first started blogging, I was a style blogger. Like that's what the whole thing was about. That's what this channel was about. Before I even started talking about fitness, before I started talking about London, it was always about style. Believe it or not, I am a very shy person. And since maybe like the end of high school, I've used my personal style as like a way to express myself without having to use words, you know? It's like the perfect introduction. And I don't think London has changed my style, but I definitely think it has allowed me to feel inspired again. Because the people, I mean, walking past people on the streets out here, like they show out. Like I don't know where these people are going, but they just look amazing all the time. And it makes you want to like step your own game up. So being here has definitely made me want to like take more risks again with my style and kind of just be as free as I was with it when I was back in college, because I think that's when I was really just like wearing whatever I wanted to, you know what I mean? I think the corporate world can kind of change that a little bit, but yeah. How do you make friends so easily? I wish I could. This question is always funny to me because like I said, I am a very shy person. Like I don't generally like just go up to people and start talking to them. I don't know, making friends can be hard, especially as an adult. But I've talked about this in another video about how to make friends, and I would just say try to go places where you know people have common interests, and definitely utilize social media in a safe way. Would you fancy a 5K run around some wonderful London sites? So I am not really a runner. I do run on the treadmill. I do sprints as part of my cardio routine every week, but I am not a long distance runner. I have no desire to run longer than 1 minute at a time, so probably not. Do you have a student visa or some type of ID so that you can stay in London? I have a tier 4 student visa, and then I have a biometric residence permit card. So yeah. When are you decorating for the holidays? I would love to see a tree. So I put this on Instagram asking people to vote whether I should decorate for Christmas or not, and now it seems like people are very attached to the idea of that. And I'm kind of second guessing it because I just don't know if I feel like it, but stay tuned. Definitely follow me on Instagram because if I do decorate, I'll post it on there. Fave cafes or study spots in London? You guys, I have to be honest, but I am an at-home studier. I don't know, it's something about me like going in public places trying to focus. It just doesn't really work for me. I start people watching or getting distracted, even though I get distracted at home too. I don't know, but I think it's a little bit worse sometimes in public. Yeah, I actually did recently get a library membership, so I might try that one day. But for now, I honestly just study in my home. What do you miss most about Chicago? Let's see. Oh my gosh. Well, of course, I miss my family and friends. Even though I talk to my mom on FaceTime like 7 hours each day. We're always talking, but of course I miss them. Sometimes I'll get on Instagram and I see that there are like cool events going on, especially in the summertime. Like block parties and day parties, and I'm like, oh, that looks so much fun, I'm missing it. But I mean, it's just home. I miss the comfortableness of it. Moving to London has been a very uncomfortable but amazing, transformative experience. But of course, sometimes you have your moments where you're just like, I miss the way things were. I miss when things were easy and comfortable. But as they say, nothing can grow in your comfort zone. So I am glad that I left when I did. What's your craziest or funniest London story? I'm trying to think. Well, there is one story that I've been meaning to do like a story time for, and I just never got around to it. Do I want to tell you guys this? One time I went to my Uber driver's house. I'm gonna try to give like the shortest version of this story as possible, but it was my birthday, my 27th birthday back in May, and my friends and I went out. We rode in several Ubers that night, just trying to get around to different places because we were having issues getting inside, and it was just like a lot going on. And you know how it gets on your birthday sometimes. I mean, I'm a grown woman. I was turning 27, you know, had a little sip here and there. So at one point my friends asked me, Paige, where's your phone? And I didn't know. And according to them, I didn't really care that it was missing. Which sounds about right. I mean, it was my birthday. I was just like, woo, going with the wind. But at the time, I was not worried about it. The night was over. Went home. Woke up the next morning. And it clicked that I did not have a phone. Went into full-on panic mode because I had a flight to Portugal that night. Yes, that night. I didn't want to go to another country without a phone, so of course I was freaking out. So luckily, I share my location on my iPhone with my mom. So I immediately called her, and she was able to look and see where my phone was located. My brother was definitely very helpful as well because my mom just gave him the location, and then he was able to like figure out exactly where it was. Anyways, I tried to get in touch with Uber. They were so not helpful at all. They were like, for safety reasons, which I guess I can understand. For safety reasons, we can't like give you the Uber driver's phone number. So there's no way you can get in touch with him, but we'll reach out to him on your behalf and try to get back to you in a certain amount of hours. To this day, Uber has still never gotten back to me, so my phone would still be lost if it was up to them. But I had to get to Portugal, so we took matters into our own hands. Don't try this at home, kids. I don't recommend anyone does this, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I found out like the vicinity of where my phone was, and it ended up being in like West London or something like that. My brother was able to like figure out the street name. So me and my friend Therese went there. We didn't know what else to do. Like, we knew we had to get on this flight. So we traveled all the way to West London. It took forever to get there. We traveled there, and then we ended up on the street where they said my phone was. And we just went up and down, and we were trying to see if we recognized one of the Ubers that we got in. We couldn't. Then all of a sudden, someone opens their front door, and they come out of one of the houses. And we just asked, like, we were like, what do we have to lose? It was a woman. And we said, do you or someone who lives here drive Uber? And she ended up saying, yeah, my husband drives Uber. And we were like, is it possible for you to go get him to see if maybe my phone's in his car? So fast forward, the guy takes like 10 minutes, but he comes out and he's like, sure, like this happens all the time or something. Like, people always show up at his house, at his front door looking for something. But he just unlocks his car and he lets me just climb in and look. It was not just my phone in the back seat, it was another person's phone. So this probably does happen often. But there were two phones in the back seat. I grabbed my phone and I went home, got my luggage, and went to Portugal. Yeah, I think that is kind of a crazy story. I ended up at the Uber driver's house. Someone asked, how old are you? I think I just said this. I'm 27 years old. But today actually is November 26th, and that is my half birthday. And funny story, when I was younger, I somehow convinced my mom to throw me half birthday parties, and she did it like every year for like 5 years. And she would buy me a half of a sheet cake. She would let me invite half of my friends, and I had a party at my house. Don't know how I got away with that, but yes, today is my half birthday. Someone said, not really a question, but oh, to be your age. Definitely would have lived abroad. It makes me sad when people think that they can't do certain things because they're too old or because of their age, but I mean, everyone's life is different and everyone's responsibilities are different, but I still feel like it's never too late for anyone to go after what you want and to chase your dreams. So if you want to live abroad, try to make it happen. Why not? What day are you graduating? So I do not know the exact day of my graduation, but I do know that it is in July. Since you visited New York before, would you say that London and New York are similar to each other? I see a lot of similarities between London and New York. And it's funny because New York was always my dream city as well. Like, I really wanted to live there after graduating from undergrad, but I ended up moving home. And now I'm here in London, which really does remind me of New York in some ways, and the way a lot of the like storefronts look and just like the streets. Like, I definitely get like New York vibes, so it's really nice. Someone asked, do you plan on growing your hair again anytime soon, and do you like wigs? People are very fascinated by my hair. I get this question a lot. So like, why did you cut your hair? Are you gonna grow your hair back? I'm having a great time having no hair right now. It is the most freeing and just amazing feeling ever, getting up and not having to do anything. I love it. This is probably the shortest that I've ever worn my hair in my life. And I'm obsessed with the feeling of getting a new like fresh cut and going to the barber. Like, I don't want to lose this feeling anytime soon. So probably won't be growing it back in the near future. Do I like wigs? Yes. I've worn a lot of wigs in my day. They aren't very comfortable to wear for me, but I've always enjoyed like being able to switch things up. So yeah, like whenever I am ready to grow my hair back out, I probably will wear a wig, which is what I usually do when I want to like get some length. Because you know, like the awkward stage where it's like not short but not long, yeah, that's when I wear a wig. Have you started using any British phrases or slang since living here in the UK? I feel like I've answered this question before too, but let me think. I mean, there's some things, I think especially since I live with a British person right now, I feel like I say certain things or I hear certain things a lot, so they're like kind of in my head. But I mean, I haven't really completely taken over the slang. I feel like it doesn't sound very natural, but I like to say I can't be bothered. What else? I have switched some words. Like, I'll say bin instead of garbage can. I'll say lift instead of elevator. I say toilet instead of bathroom. So I have switched some words just because I'm here and that's what they say, so it just naturally changed. Do people tend to be more open to conversation when they find out you're American? I would say yes. I have had many experiences where I like start speaking and people immediately seem intrigued. I guess they just want to know like why I'm here, how long I'm here, things like that. But people are usually really friendly when they hear my accent. If you could visit any new place in the world, where would you go and why? So lately I have really been wanting to visit Tokyo, Japan. I visited Asia for the first time in 2018 and I went to Singapore, Thailand, and Indonesia. And I really want to go to Japan now. You know how you like watch one video on YouTube and then all of a sudden they get recommended to you all the time? All these Tokyo videos are just like chasing me and it's making me want to go even more. My brother's been there. And he loved it so much, so it's definitely on the top of my list and I would love to go in 2020 or 2021. I don't know, we'll see, but definitely Tokyo. So I also posted on my story yesterday that I was feeling kind of sad because I'm going to be missing Thanksgiving this week with my family, and how I was going to be scrolling on Instagram and seeing everyone with their plates and hanging out with their aunties and uncles and blah blah blah. And yeah, so a lot of people have asked why I'm not celebrating Thanksgiving here or having a Friendsgiving in the UK. Honestly, I just never really thought about it. And I didn't even realize how close Thanksgiving was until this week. And it kind of hit me like, wow, that's happening. So I never planned anything. I haven't talked about it with any of my friends. So it's fine. I'm gonna be okay. Like, I was being a little bit dramatic. I'm not gonna be like crying for real on Thanksgiving. I might hang out with one of my friends or do something. But yeah, and I'm not really a host when it comes to things like that, like Thanksgiving. Like, I don't want to be like cooking the food all day and like setting everything up. Like, I just want to show up and eat. that's more my vibe. So yeah, I'm not gonna be hosting a Friendsgiving this year. And the last one I think I'll answer is, are you gonna be a regular on Word on the Curb? So I feel like I've said this so many times in the video, but if you followed me on Instagram, you would know this, but I was recently filming with another YouTube channel called Word on the Curb. They're like a discussion show. It's really cool. I filmed with them on Sunday, and I believe the episode comes out on Wednesday. So today, if you're watching this, it might be out already. But yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be asked back. If I am, that will be really nice. I had such a great time. I got to meet a lot of other people, other YouTubers here in London, so it was an amazing experience. I would love to do it again. It was a bit out of my comfort zone, but I'm so glad that I did it, because as you guys know, the theme for this year has been taking risks and, you know, trying new things. So yeah, I definitely would love to do it again. And I think that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for sending over these questions, and thank you for going over to Instagram and hitting that follow button. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next one.